Well, this is just sad. This person vented out online about how their hobbies have gone to crap because of corporate greed and woke agendas. I recommend finding other hobbies, like videography, which has been great for me. Their two passions, Halo and Star Wars, are no longer at the top, and all their favorite characters are being snubbed out in lazy writing. This I can relate, but then this person went on a mental breakdown over the death of a fictional character.
I don't care how many friends I lose tonight. If companies aren't going to treat what I cherish with respect, why should I care about being nice back?
Because they're your friends? They're not the companies that ruin the properties that you love, dude. They're the people that care for you and your well-being. The fact that you have friends that care for you that much is a blessing that you took for granted. Stop being a miserable jerk over fictional characters and start valuing your life for once. I hate that the internet just fuels level of anger and animosity that makes people care way too much over fiction or terrible things on the net. Yes, a lot of companies have a hold over your favorite fiction, but it doesn't mean that they have a hold over your life. That is, unless you make your life to be all about that fiction, which is not healthy. Your mental health is equally important. Your morale is important too. Yes, there's a lot of fiction that got screwed, but they shouldn't be the only thing in the world that brings you joy. Use that as an opportunity to challenge yourself to new things, or go back to old stuff that you enjoyed. Say what you have to say about the bad, but don't harp on it for too long, because too much negativity can be like an addiction. Move on to something else, try something new, and discover more greatness. For example, if you're still on the consoles, learn everything about the PC. Trust me, it's worth it. While the last hoopla was someone being unpleasant, this hoopla was a bunch of people having fun that you can totally ignore. And yet here we are discussing them anyways. Another installment of Hoyoverse hoopla. This is Robin from Honkai Star Rail. She's an idol that is apparently a lesbian according to some people in the fan base. Okay, good for you for having your own canon sexuality, but why is this so special? Apparently it's because of this guy that kept on insisting that she's straight, and that leads to some odd replies like this.
This is why we can't feel comfortable around straights, by the way.
Around straights? There are way more straight people than non-straight people. You can't exactly generalize them with this person just saying dumb things.
I will defend lesbian Robin forever, not only because of the obvious coding but because men don't deserve her.
Yeah, your words won't really stop people from thinking she's straight, or for that matter, stop the fan arts from coming. Also, I love how you sort of imply that men don't like lesbian relationships. This discourse is so stupid that the official Honkai Star Rail Reddit has banned all talks about shipping. Well, sucks to be you, shippers. We have a couple of fandom discourse for today, but before we get to all those, as always, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You're all fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below, just $1, and you have supported this channel immensely. Seriously, thank you so much. And now, let's talk about even more fandom discourse. This is a petty Twitter survey, but it's still a funny one. It's Lolicon CP. No, it's not. Lolicons are the people that like lolis, and lolis are drawings of fictional characters. CP, on the other hand, involves real children, and therefore more dangerous. If you're concerned more about lolis and shotas than actual CP, you need to get your priorities checked again. Unsurprisingly, the not CP answer got outvoted, but the OP had to remove this tweet and made this grand statement.
This is goodbye. I know I've barely done anything, but I don't think I should continue being on here any longer.
Well, that's a short stay online. Bye.
I am not mature enough to be able to handle hate in a healthy way, so I am not going to post until further notice.
Well, I'm glad that you acknowledge your immaturity. I'm just saying, the kinds of people that bash others for liking lolis are always caught in 4K being ridiculously hypocritical. Like, liking furry animal boys. I love Tails too, but come on. It's even dumber when you see people just classifying things that are not children as children. I don't know why people think that saying or believing this in any way is still a good idea. See this anime girl. This is Amelia Watson. She's a pretty famous VTuber. Why is she here?
That is a literal child.
She is not a literal child. She is a fictional character, a virtual YouTuber who is voiced by an adult woman. She's not even that sexualized in this picture. This is a pretty tame picture of her. Check her likes on Twitter and you'll find pictures with even raunchier images. So no, that's not a literal child. Double check your eyes, bro. All this discussion about fictional characters being literally a child has totally warped people's perception about what is and isn't a child. Some even made the most bizarre and ridiculous arguments to justify their moral position. You are not ready for this thread. This thread started from a Stellar Blade discourse, and yet somehow it spiraled into whatever the hell this is.
On the subject of making changes to some clothing in-game, I really don't care.
Then why are you still in this conversation?
Censoring CP would be good, right?
How did this turn into talking about CP? You don't just censor CP, you burn every existence of it and arrest every adult involved in the production and distribution of that sick filth.
Reducing the amount of gore in a scene while keeping some of it because test audiences vomited would also be a form of censorship that ultimately served the creative process.
First off, gore is not CP, you dimwit. And second, if you vomited because of gore, then the show isn't for you. Just leave.
Okay, so it should be censored then. So, some censorship in creative mediums is acceptable.
Did you just classify CP as a creative medium? While you're still wallowing on that, let's ask this person to elaborate what the hell did they mean by this. At least those suplas deal with fictional characters. Wow. Talk about excusing criminal behaviors. This tweet says that when a hot teacher is accused of sexually abusing her students, the only thing that the teacher should be hot of is the heat coming from the police knocking on her doors. But let's justify this by saying, well, teenagers are super horny. You can't blame them for being horny. Yeah, I can also not blame the police officers to put you in jail and have you register as a sex offender. Then it has the audacity to say that it's usually the boy's mom who gets upset about it, or the school's guidance counselor who is an older woman. No, it's usually everyone with a conscience who gets upset about it. And yes, women can commit criminal sexual activities to men. To deny such a thing is how we get kids with messed up mental issues. Please do not justify your lust towards real-life teenagers and ruin their future. Do all that with the fictional ones instead. At least the only person whose future you ruin is you. Jeez, let's move on to something more lighthearted, like fictional sexual crimes and fictional non-consensual intercourse. Very lighthearted, I know. Let's go back into the world of yaoi, where horny women reign supreme. Here's some odd reviews of these yaoi mangas or manhwas. Every single review is 1 star, and all of them are dropped and into the trash they go. The reason is because they have sexual assault, blackmail, all that problematic stuff. Granted, a lot of that is common in yaoi, but it's strange how this person went through a lot of yaoi manga just to classify how problematic they are. I don't think it's a fair judgment just looking at one aspect of the story. It's kind of like judging the Doom games based on their lore. I mean, they're there, but most of you just want to shoot demons to death. Most people just want to see boys going to town in yaoi, and that's fine. I mean, good for this account for finding all these problematic content in yaoi and marking them appropriately. I'm just saying, if you find all this stuff problematic and it happens this often, maybe you should start reading something else. Speaking of reviews, let's end this with the confession of a troll reviewer who feels guilty of their actions. This is a story about how this poster drove 2 fanfiction writers out of AO3 and online. First incident, the OP read a shocking story that was tagged correctly and was properly warned, but the OP wrote about how shocking it was anyway. Then other commenters joined in to the point where the writer removed their fic and their account, never to be seen again. Second incident, because the OP is an asshole and wanted attention, the OP trolled the writer by harassing the writer through Discord and AO3 just to cause drama. The result, the writer left Discord and removed their AO3 account, never to be seen again. Why did the OP write this? First is to teach a lesson, second is guilt, and third is to apologize. Good for you, OP, for recognizing your errors, but it doesn't make you less of a horrible asshole. You admitted plain as day that you harass people for fun and attention. Here's the attention you ordered, now wallow on your guilt forever. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show channel, link down below. Go subscribe as always. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.